Hey, true believers, England Teen here for another episode of Comic Book Origins where we take a look at the first appearance of any comic book superhero, villain, or team. In this case, we're looking at I, Vampire, created in 1980 by J.M. DeMatteis and Tom Sutton for the book House of Mystery, where it was a backup feature pitched by DeMatteis to Len Wein, who was editor at the time. He became, of course, the daddy to Wolverine. Originally to be titled Greenberg, and thank goodness they didn't go with that title, it soon ended up being popular enough to become the main feature of House of Mystery. So with all that aside, let's kick back, relax, and dive into the very first appearance of I, Vampire. Right here we got a really striking cover until you look at it closely, like the red, the orange of the sun, the bats flying, the green dress, him holding the girl. It's very striking, and then you look and you go, how long is his right arm? Seriously, she should be up closer to his shoulder in order for this to work, because the way he's holding her, the right one, or the left one seems to be working, but the right one has to be at least another foot for that angle to work. Salutations, shock seekers, and welcome back to the House of Mystery. I'm Kane, your cadaverous caretaker and basic bon vivant, here to introduce to you someone special. He is Andrew Bennett, a tormented soul cursed to walk the earth for the past 400 years, seeking to destroy an undying evil, and his story begins on the very next page. Come meet him, if you dare. My mind is a swirl with so many images, friends, lovers, demons, all rolling into one indecipherable whole. As the years pass, it becomes increasingly harder to tell where the dark line between good and evil, between the shimmering gates of heaven and the steaming pits of hell truly lies. And nowhere is this confusion more evident than within my own heart. I have seen so much, I have borne the devil's flaming cross, and yet I survive. I, Vampire. Okay, nice little announcement and everything, but you're showing us, like, pictures of people and everything without any explanation. I mean, it's an okay, I guess it's an okay splash page, but wouldn't it be nice to at least know a name to the women at the top, the old man or anything? I mean, if you're going to show them, give us a little more information. On the next page, however, we do find out the name of at least two of the people we saw on that splash page. Deborah Dancer and Dmitri Mishkin were called to the rooftop because of Mary Queen of Blood being in the hotel across the road. But as they look upon her building, they don't see a wolf coming up to them. At first they're startled, but then they find out it's Andrew Bennett, I, Vampire. The young lady seems to be okay with the fact that he came up all wolf-like and such, but the old man just doesn't trust it and can't believe how casually they're acting about his, as he quotes, perversions. Believe me, Mishkin, I do not accept my condition casually. Mishkin and I had been associates for years, but still he feared me, loathed my undead ways, and I cannot blame him. For he had not known me before. He had not known the cheerful Lord Andrew Bennett of Queen Elizabeth's court. He never heard me laugh or raise my voice in joyous song. I was a far different man than I'd become. Something of a legend at court, thanks to my daring exploits during the war with Spain. But I much preferred being lionized for my ballads of peace. For I saw no glory in war. I saw only the corpses of innocents sent to their deaths for reasons they never truly comprehend. And how would the old Russians react to the sight of Andrew Bennett in love? As if the word love could do justice to the ineffable feelings that united me with my darling Mary. Holy crap, that's like 52 pages worth of story in a modern comic book. We find that his girlfriend Mary has some sort of psychic ability which he chooses to ignore to go off on a ride during the nighttime. He just says he enjoys the solace in the dark. And while he's out, he meets an old man who says that his soul is too pure to see, and when he asks to see what, the old man replies, see that your vision of a just universe is a lie, that the goodness you embrace is a sham. The old man reveals himself to be a vampire and attacks Andrew Bennett, drinking from him, but then he sees the face of his love. But the sight of that face and all it meant to me flooded me with strength and with the vitality, clarity, and I acted. Away from me, damn you! I threw the vampire up against a tree. There is dignity in the world, there is meaning in this life, and such as you cannot be allowed to corrupt these fragile truths. I remember the legends that haunted me as a child, the legends of a creature that the Irish called Dare Ghoul. I knew what had to be done to destroy this inhuman filth, and I did it. But my triumph had come too late. I'd lost more blood than I'd realized. Mary. My vision blurred, my insides turned to slivers of ice. And in the year of our Lord 1591, I died. For 3 days and nights unholy sleep took me, and when I finally returned to my opulent quarters within the castle, why is Andrew avoiding me? Why doesn't he leave his rooms? He must know how worried I am. There's something terribly wrong here. Something terribly wrong. Mary pondered. She opens the door. Know it. She sees Andrew drinking blood from a chalice. Oh, sweet Lord, the dreams I've been having, the dreams of old man with Satan eyes, they were true. Trembling, I dropped the chalice of deer's blood, and in wrecked sobs of torment told Mary my tale. And when I'd finished, Andrew, I love you more than life itself. I must be by your side for all eternity. Make me what you are, my love. No, but the surging bloodlust and the aching loneliness in my damned soul said yes. 3 nights of agonized waiting later, something arose, but it was not my Mary. Oh, Andrew, I never dreamed that it would be like this. I feel so strange, so wonderful. There is a power in me, the unbridled power of hell at my command. We are superior to the human rabble now, Andrew. We could have this kingdom in our hands. No one could stop us. We shall be rulers on a throne of blood. What are you saying, Mary? Your words are twisted and unclean like his. I've made you a thing like him. You dare reject me after I gave up my life for you? You shall pay for this indignity, Andrew Bennett. By the devil you will pay. Mo women, mo problems, am I right? Of course, Andrew claims that he's going to save her soul no matter how hard it is or how long it'll take. And then we flash back to modern day where we see Mary has sent her ghouls after him. And Mishkin fights them off, claiming that if they think his old age would make him feeble, they're wrong. The rooftop exploded in violence. Then I marveled at how my Mary's sphere of influence had grown over the 400 years I'd been pursuing her. Who would have thought that Queen Elizabeth's gentle handmaiden would one day command such a force of ungodly killers, and that those killers would only be one small part of an international organization with arms, eyes, and ears in all strata of society, with operatives in corporate towers, criminal layers, houses of worship, and houses of government. And any wonder, then, why I went berserk at the very sight of her puppets. We get it, man. You're heartbroken. It's time to find a rebound, girl. It's been 400 years. I think you're ready. They defeat the minions, but only find out that they were a distraction, so Mary could escape in her car, but Andrew flies down as a bat. As he lands, he rips the door off the side of the limousine. The driver escapes, so Andrew confronts Mary, only to find that it was an imposter sent to fool Andrew all along. How easy to make a fool of you, Andrew Bennett. The mistress said it would be so. It was one of our own that called you here just so we could humiliate you and tear down the walls of your ego. As you stand there gawking, your beloved Mary is setting into motion a plan that will spell the final triumph of the blood-red moon. I let her go. What use to dally with the pawns while the chessmaster ran free? Leave him alone, girl. There's nothing either of us could do or say to ease his torment. I overheard Mishkin's troubled whispers, and I knew he was right. There must be an end to this madness, Mary. There must be an end. But little did I know that the struggle that had lasted 400 years was only beginning. Really? We're going to go with a 400-year battle and saying, hey, it's just now beginning? 400 years. That is someone who can never actually conceptualize the idea of 400 years. I know it's a trope. We hear it all the time. Sometimes, like in every first issue for a while, it just seemed like the beginning rather than the end. And yeah, so what are you going to do? Anyway, what did you think? That was the very first I Vampire. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It really, like I said in the beginning, it seemed like in 2 pages we got far more story than we ever would in a modern day comic that has maybe a word bubble with 3 letters in it per page nowadays. And I understand, I do like sequential storytelling through art, but a lot of times you don't get that in modern comics anyway. And you did get that here. I do appreciate it. I did like this story. It didn't change the world for me, but I could understand why this became a popular character. I would follow Andrew Bennett. I would follow the story of Andrew Bennett. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you haven't done it already. That's what's most important, and make sure that your notifications are set on all. Now, if you want a commissioned video like this, go right on over to Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Pick the topic, pick the subject. We'll get that video to you ASAP, or just drop $1 in the tip jar for a job well done. I would certainly appreciate it. I do appreciate everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.